Hello everyone, I'm Siddhant. Today we are taking the module C of the BFM, chapter number 14, that is treasury management. Now first we will see the basics of this treasury management, then we will move into the questions. First, treasury. What do you mean by treasury? The treasury means related to the funds or the revenue of a particular state or the institutions, and management means the balancing and managing. That is the meaning of the management. And what is the full meaning of the treasury management? That is balancing and managing the daily cash flows and the liquidity of the funds. That is the treasury management. So as we know that, so first we will see the why there is a need of treasury management. Why we need to learn this treasury management, because as we know that the banks deals in the cash. The banks in some day has surplus of funds and in some day has lack of funds, and also the banks has to maintain CRR, SLR, etc. So there have to be a separate department so that they can take care of all these things under one department. So treasury department takes care of all of them. Now, what is the advantage of having a treasury management department in a bank? So there is lots of advantage. Like of any bank, the highest profit that can be attained while doing treasury by the banks. So it's a very profit making thing. The dealing in the investment in the bonds, securities, etc. is a very profitable task if it is invested in the right direction. So the buying and selling of the forex or any securities or any market instruments, money market instruments, it is very profitable. The first advantage is this. Second, interest on the money market. It gives you an interest. If you invest something, it will give you an interest. And the third important advantage of having a treasury management is the RBI regulation. It complies all the RBI regulation, like maintaining a 3% of the CRR, 18% of the SLR. Okay. And while doing treasury management, there is a lots of things that should be taken into concern. Like it has lots of risk, like market risk, because everything depends on the market. If the market fluctuates, our profit will be hampered. So treasury management, in treasury management, we should take care of the market risk and the price risk. So these two risks is very important. And treasury management um, is not at all related to the credit risk. So these things we should be knowing. Now we will see the questions. The question 1 is treasury management includes option A, managing day to day cash balances. We have learned, yes, this is true. Option B, deploying surplus funds. Yes, this is also true. How? The surplus funds, for example, in some day in your bank, someone the total deposit is 100 crore, but there were very few people who took the loan. So there is surplus funds at your branch, and if you keep it ideal, then it will not be very beneficial for the bank. So banks has to part that money into investment or invest in some other things so that it can easily liquidate whenever the banks need, plus it will give you profit for some days. So deploying surplus fund is also a part of the treasury management. Option C, sourcing funds to bridge occasional gaps in the cash flows. Also, if there is a lack of funds, then where to source that fund, which investment to be liquidate, so that the cash flows comes to the bank and bank can give it to the customers in turn. So that is also a part of the treasury management. Deploy funds to the maintain SLR. Yes, this is also a part. And option E, managing market risks, short term, long term, medium term maturities. Yes, treasury is all about maintaining the risk as well. Whatever the risk associated with the particular investment is also taken care by the treasury management. So here all the options will be correct. Next question, treasury also known as, it is also known as service center. Why service center? Because it is giving services. For example, in India, the merchant banking concept is not very famous. But what happens if your bank deals sign a contract with the Reliance India Limited and said to Reliance India that we will take care of all the money market instruments, commercial bills, securities of yours, and we will sell it or buy it at the right time, and we will do everything for you. You just need to give the money and we will give you the profit. So this is something that what the banks, merchant banks too. So treasury also known as the service center, because it's a kind of service that they are doing. Next question, treasury generally deals with the short term funds flow. Exceptions are, generally treasury management deals with the short term flow, but there are some also other things which is not a short term but for the long term. For example, part of SLR is held till maturity exceeding 1 year. First we will see what is held till maturity. For example, if you buy a bond for 5 years, if you keep that bond for 5 years and you are not selling it into the that stock market, then it's a held till maturity, you because you kept the bond till 5 years. So part of the SLR is held till maturity. SLR can be short term or the long term. Short term is less than of 1 year, long term is more than 1 year. So the part of the SLR is held till maturity exceeding 1 year. It is also comes under treasury. Option B, investment in the securities held till maturity exceeding 1 year. This one is also a part of treasury. And the option, so in this question the option C is, that is both. Next question, integrated treasury refers to. So what do you mean by integrated treasury? Integrated means to combine. Combine what? All the short term, long term, medium term maturities instruments. If they combine, if we combine all of these, then it become an integrated treasury. So integrated treasury refers to, option A is money market. Yes, treasury deals with the money market. Option B, securities market. Yes, treasury deals with the securities market. Option C, forex market. Yes, treasury deals with the forex market. So the option is D here in this question. Next question, in India, integrated treasury is because of, option A, deregulation of the interest rates. Option B, partial convertibility of the rupee. Okay, it is asking in India integrated treasury is because of. So when this integrated treasury concept came, it came in the 1991 after LPG reforms. So when the LPG allowed, now from foreign slots of companies can invest into India, also Indian people can invest or can deal or do business outside. So deregulation of the interest rates allowed after LPG reforms. Deregulation means previously the interest rates were decided by the RBI, but now it depends on the market. It depends on the supply and demand of the bonds and the bonds and the supply of the bonds. So that is deregulation of the interest rates. Option B is the partial convertibility of the rupee. Okay, what do you mean by, first we will see what is partial convertibility. For example, whenever there is a convertibility of one currency into another, then it is called a convertibility. Now India allows partial convertibility. For example, India allows only on the current account transaction freely, but in the capital account transaction it applies some regulations, it applies some rules. That's why it is called a partial convertibility. If the RBI allows a free movement of the currency for the capital accounts as well, then it's called a fully convertibility. And option C is all. So here the option A and B both correct, because it's a integrated treasury is because of these two only. So option C is the right answer. Next question, rupee is not convertible in which of the capital account transactions? Options is FDI. Okay, rupee is not convertible in which of the capital? As I said, India is a partial convertibility, allows partial convertibility. So there are some regulation in the capital account transaction. First we will see what is capital account, as we have read in the last chapter as well, that if you buy a car, that is a capital transaction, and if you buy a petrol for that car, that is a revenue transaction. Because in capital transaction you are creating an asset, but in the revenue or current account transaction you are not creating an asset, you are just spending. So rupee is not convertible in which of the capital account transaction? So FDI, rupee is fully convertible. Whenever other country wants to invest into India, we are totally converting their currency into our currency. So it is totally allowed. Option B, overseas direct investment by the Indian corporates. Yes, this one is also allowed. Option C, foreign currency operations of residents into India. Yes, this one is also allowed. Option D, speculative investments on stock markets abroad. This one is not allowed. Even if you want to buy a land outside India, then also you are not allowed, there are some regulations, you need to take a permission from the RBI. Then you can up to some extent you can spend the amount or convert your Indian currency to the foreign currency so that you can buy the assets outside. I hope you have understood. So option D, speculative investments on the stock markets abroad is not allowed in the capital account transactions. Next question, cash flow means cash flow of, it's a cash flow of both Indian currency as well as the foreign currency. Whenever the cash flow terms comes, it deals with the Indian currency as well as the foreign currency. So option is both. Which of the following not used in the profit optimization? There is a difference between the optimization and the maximization. A maximization, as the word suggests, to maximize, and optimization, that making best out of it. So profit optimization done through forex market. How? For example, you are an importer and you need to pay after 3 months some amount to the one who exported you. So after 3 months, what will be the rate of the dollar and Indian rupees? We don't know. So in order to save ourselves, we hedge the money. Hedge the means to protect ourselves, we take the insurance so that at present whatever the rate is going on, you can deal on that rate, and whatever the rate after 3 months, we are not bothered about that. So that is a hedging. So in the forex market, we can do the profit of optimization. In the money market, we can do the profit optimization, because if we buy the government bonds, then we are more safe. So we are optimizing the profit. Options, stock exchange speculative market. In anywhere wherever you find a speculation word, that means it taking a lots of risk. So this one is not give you a profit optimization. You might turn into a very high profit, you might turn into a very big loss. So that is speculative. So C is not allowed. What is the fourth one? Securities market. Yes, profit optimization can be done in securities market. Next question, payment and settlement system has greatly facilitated. Option A, money market. Yes. Option B, securities. Yes. Option C, forex market. Yes. Option D, commodities market. So no. D, commodities market means like you have a sack of your wheat or potato, so you are dealing in that. So in the payment and settlement system means it is as per the Payment and Settlement System Act of 2007, and it is nothing but gives you an option to give a payment and to settles the things. So these three are comes under the PSS, but the commodities market is not coming under PSS. The main part of the PSS, that the main role player of the PSS is the CCIL, that is Clearing Corporation of India Limited. There's also other two bodies like NSDL and CDSL also, that is National Securities Depository Limited, or CDSL, Central Depository Securities Limited. So in what these two do, this NSDL is for the NSE and CDSL for the BSE. They takes care of the depository in the form of the demat accounts. So these two deals with that. Next question. Next question, RBI has permitted banks to borrow and invest through their overseas correspondent. First we will see what is overseas correspondent. Let's say our bank has done an agreement with a bank outside our country, so that acts as an overseas correspondent. So it is asking question, RBI has permitted banks to borrow and invest through their overseas correspondent in foreign currency, subject to which of the following selling? It's a factual question. Just remember that it is 100% of the tier 1 capital or United States dollar 10 million, whichever is higher. Next question, high value transaction means not below 5 crore rupees. It is also factual, you need to remember this. Next question, treasury specialized branch have, there is what do you mean by treasury specialized branch? That it is dealing with the treasury only, like unlike our branches which deals with everything, this treasury specialized branches deals with the treasury part only. So it has its own accounting system. This one is true. Option B, acts as an authorized dealer. Yes. For example, if some treasury specialized branch has forex in it only, so it acts as an authorized dealer. Option C is participate in the clearing and the settlement system. Yes, this treasury is all about that PSS, that is payment and settlement system. It should have a payment settlement system so that it can effectively do the treasury management. So option D is the right answer for this question. That is all. treasury headed by. So before understanding this question, we will understand the structure of the treasury department. First, it is headed by GM or deputy GM, that is general manager or the vice president. So if the treasury management is done in the banking, it is headed by the GM or deputy GM. But if any corporate, like Reliance India Limited, it also invests in various things because to maximize profit. So they keep vice president to check all the treasury management things. Now below it has a chief dealer, and chief dealer has a dealing room, and here lots of categories they are dealing in, for example forex, money market, okay, and securities, etc., etc. So these are nothing but a front office. Before dealing room there is something called back office, and in middle there is a middle office. This dealing room has a investment department. I am describing all this just because there will be around 20 to 25 questions can be made through this only. So these things are very important. Just keep in mind whatever I'm saying. If you watch 3-4 times, you will remember everything. It has investment department. This investment department, what it does, it deals the documentation, it takes care of the various type of risk. It also takes about care about the credit risk associated whatever they are dealing in, if there is some credit involved or not. So it depends. It also has administrative department. It also has remittances department which deals with the settlements and all. Now this middle office acts as a reporting authority because it takes the information from below and forward it to the higher authority. It also acts as the implementation of risk management done by this middle office, and asset liability management is done by the middle office. Now what back office does, back office takes care of the verification and settlement of up of any deal whatever they are dealing. This back office verifies and settles the deal, and this dealing room has specialized dealers, corporate dealers, or chief dealer. Okay, this is specialized dealer deals with the particular speciality. For example, one dealer is very specialized in securities only, so they are deals only in securities. What are corporate dealers? For example, our bank is having an agreement with the Reliance India Limited. So and we are asked, there is an agreement that our bank will take care of all the things of the Reliance India Limited, of all the investments and the liquidation of all the investments, so taken care by our banks. So our bank will appoint a corporate dealer which has a direct contact with the CEO or CMD of the Reliance India Limited. So that's why the corporate dealer. Next question, where were we? Okay, we have done this. Yeah, treasury is headed by, so the option is GM, deputy GM, or vice president, any of the above. Next question, investment department looks after. Option A, primary issues need appraisal of the credit risk. Okay, this one is true. Investment department, as we have seen here, that this dealing room has a very close intimation with the investment department, and this investment department looks after primary issues need appraisal of the credit risk, thorough examination of the issues terms. Yes, this is also taken care by it. Documentation for the secured debts is also taken care by this department. So option is D. Next question, minimum marketable investment is. This is a factual question, you need to remember option A. So that's it. Thank you. Please like, subscribe the channel. It will take a lot of efforts to find out the total conclusion of the topic. I am giving you all the whatever I can, whatever I understand. Even search from Google, a very hard effort is given by me. Please subscribe, please like the channel. Thank you.